Guys, good day, or should I say good evening, good morning, good afternoon? I don't know. Whenever you see this video, Shabo. Um, I promised I was gonna talk about my favorite time of the year, which is February, because February is Black History Month. It is the month where like African Americans get to like tell the history of black men and women who really fought for them, spoke up for the black community and stuff like that. So the newer generations will get to reckon with these heroes and heroines, right? But for me, yeah, I want to talk about the slaves themselves, like the people who were actually suffering this whole thing like from the very beginning. I'm talking about from like the 1500s. I'm talking slaves like Oluwada Ikwainor, Frederick Douglass, and the rest of them. So basically, yeah, it is a well-known fact that from 1525 to like 1866, that's like 400 years, 12 million slaves were taken from Africa to Europe, the so-called New World. Like, can you just sit and imagine, like, in just 400 years, over 12.5 million slaves, to be precise, were taken from Africa? Like, human beings, people were stolen from their communities, from their country, from their continent. Husbands turned away from the wives, kids turned away from the parents, brothers away from sisters, taken away, stolen, ran with, all the way to Europe. No, sit. Think about it for a moment. Isn't that crazy? Like, make it make sense. And then we have slaves like Frederick Douglass who like had to teach themselves how to read and write just so they could put their experiences right in paper so their future generations can read and get to know exactly how it went down. Because if you don't do that, your slave masters will rewrite history for you. And we all know what happens when the oppressors rewrite history. But guess how long it took Frederick to be able to learn to read and write? 7, yes, 7 years was what it took for him to learn to read and write. And why? Because he was triggered by what his master said. So basically, he overheard his master talking to his wife, like, why are you getting all nice to these slaves? Don't you know that if you give a slave an inch, he will take an L? Frederick was like, what? That was when he realized that the black man can be very, very powerful and that the white man is afraid, is indeed scared of what the black man can do. And that was how Frederick Douglass set out on his Montessori journey and started teaching himself how to read and write. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to stand. He's a real one, that one, Frederick. He's a king. I give him his flowers. Or are we gonna talk about the Igbo landing of 1803? Believe you me when I said the Igbo people are the most gutsy people. They've got guts. They've got balls. I give it to them. So basically, yeah, there was this ship that was filled with Igbo slaves, all stolen from Africa, obviously. And this ship was bound for Georgia, I think, because this incident happened in the Dumbo Creeks at St. Simon's Island, Georgia. But guess what? The Igbo slaves, they seized control of the ship, took away the guns from the white men, and told them, listen up. Everybody got around, hold up. We are not going to be slaves to you. We would rather die than be slaves in a foreign land. I don't know, but that was so powerful, so gutsy. It was giving main character energy. And guess what they did? They all legit jumped into the water, held hands together whilst chanting war songs as they moved deeper and deeper into the sea until they were all completely submerged. Like, the Igbos have been standing on business since day one. I'm have to stand. Or are we going to talk about Harriet Tubman? This lady legit watched two of her sisters get sold into slavery, and she was like, no, this is not right. No, make it make sense. Like, how is this right? And then she set her mind on two things. It's either I get death or liberty. I must get one, period. I mean, Harriet was like, nah, I'm not cut out for this bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna be here with you guys doing this shit, right? I'm out. I'm out of here, like, for real, for real. She planned her escape so meticulously, and that was how she escaped. I think there's even a movie dedicated to her, Harriet. Yeah, Harriet Tubman. Check it out on YouTube. I think you can watch it. But after escaping, guess what? This woman came back and started helping other slaves escape. Like, she will literally come in the dead of the night, arrange with the slaves that are ready to move, and she moved with them. Sometimes some of these slaves had babies, so guess what? She had to knock out the babies, make them sleep throughout the journey so they don't make noise. And guess what? She used herbs to do this. Now, Nobody knew who exactly were moving the slaves. They just woke up every morning, the slave masters, and found out that their slaves were missing. So they decided to name this person Moses because they thought it had to be a man. I mean, we all know the story of Moses in the Bible, so yeah, that's how they refer to Harriet, as Moses. I have never seen a woman so brave, so gutsy as Harriet Tubman. She was literally a badass. She's like the first generation of bad bitch. All the bad bitches that we have today, I'm sorry, but y'all's owe your name to Harriet Tubman. She's literally your mother. She's your mummy. I have lots of stories like this to share with you guys because they are so inspiring. They're so interesting. So Harriet to my TikTok, my Facebook, my WhatsApp, every social media. I'm gonna be posting it. You guys hurry to my Instagram too. Hurry there. Also go to my YouTube, like, subscribe, comment for more stories like this. I mean, you don't want to miss out on all the juice now, do you? Mm-hmm.